Hey everyone, welcome to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And I got a review today, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Defenders Season 1. So The Defenders Season 1 stars Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, Krysten Ritter as Jessica Jones, Mike Colter as Luke Cage, and of course Finn Jones as Danny Rand, aka the Iron Fist. Wow, that was a mouthful. But anyways, so the show is basically a combination of all the Marvel Netflix characters coming together and trying to stop a force that's trying to take over New York City. And that organization is The Hand. So let's talk about the characters first off, and the dynamics and the chemistry between each character. I gotta say that the chemistry overall between all four characters is amazing. I had a great time with it. I mean, if you will, you could call this like a mini Avengers TV show, but only for Netflix. And of course, with every team up comes conflict, as usual. You got four big egos clashing and not getting along in the first time they meet, and then eventually they learn how to set aside their differences and work together. Let's talk about some of the things that I was worried about before coming in and watching this show. So one of the few things that I was worried about when watching The Defenders was the character of Finn Jones, Danny Rand, Iron Fist. Iron Fist didn't get all that great reviews, and it was pretty much frowned upon because of many reasons. I mean, there was that whole controversial thing about Danny Rand being casted because he was a white guy, and when the character in the comics is a white guy. And then there was some other bullshit like, you know, the acting's not great, it's a little slow and stuff like that. I personally liked the show, but it does have its flaws and it does have its problems. But rest assured, in The Defenders, Danny Rand is amazing. The character of Iron Fist does a phenomenal job. Totally makes up for the performance that he gave in Iron Fist, for those who are worried. I personally enjoyed it. I thought he was one of the funniest in the group. He had a couple funny moments, especially between his chemistry between Luke Cage and himself. It's kind of giving hints and bits towards like a potential Heroes for Hire TV show, but I thought it was great. Sometimes, and there were a couple moments where I was annoyed by his character. The character of Danny Rand actually took himself too seriously, or he would get too upset with himself or too upset at other members. And that annoyed me just a little bit, but thankfully it's not through the entire season, and I was okay with it. And overall, he was really funny, and he was really good at what he did, you know, which is martial arts. And overall, the fight choreography was amazing, and for all the characters, especially Danny Rand, they really improved it. And I hear that they're going to be utilizing the fight choreographers for the Defenders, and they're going to bring them to Iron Fist Season 2. So that sounds really exciting to hear. Now let's talk about Charlie Cox. Man, this man knows how to deliver. This guy is really good at what he does. Clearly, he knows the character of Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and he is really good. The show actually opens up with all four characters going about their daily lives, picking up from where we left off from each of their shows. So the show starts off with Danny Rand continuing his business, hunting the organization of The Hand, and so on. I'm not going to get into any details or spoilers, just letting you know this is kind of common sense. I mean, these characters, Matt Murdock's Daredevil and Iron Fist, is hunting The Hand. They're trying to like get rid of that organization because they are dangerous and they're all over New York City. And all they're trying to do is just protect the city. That's pretty much it. It opens up with each character, you know, picking up from where, like I said, picking up where they left off from each of their shows. And we have Matt Murdock struggling with himself. He stopped being Daredevil for a few months. He hasn't been Daredevil. And deep and down inside, he really misses it. And he stopped being Daredevil so he can protect the people that he loved. Jessica Jones, of course, is the way she's always been, you know, a drunk PI, doing her job. Doesn't really like being called the hero, even though she does save lives and everything like that. But she probably has, like, out of all the four characters, she probably has the best lines in the show. She's so sarcastic, she's really witty, she knows how to say the right things at the right time, and she really, especially when she picks on Daredevil, because, you know, Daredevil wears his costume and all, she makes jokes about it and everything like that. It's really hilarious. You should totally watch it. It's awesome. Luke Cage, of course, picks up where he left off. If you watch Luke Cage Season 1, he was in prison, and now come the Defenders, he just got out of prison and he's returning back to Harlem. And people do miss him, and people want him to do the whole hero thing again and just protect Harlem because he's bulletproof. You know, he's got to save lives. And let's talk about Sigourney Weaver. I gotta say, hearing that Sigourney Weaver was casted to be on The Defenders on Netflix was incredibly surprising to me. Now, I never heard of the character Alexandra, but as it turns out, the character of Alexandra is an entirely new character. As far as the details of her characters, I will not disclose in this review because I promise it's a spoiler-free review. However, all you gotta know is that she's the villain, and she is not your typical villain. When Sigourney Weaver gives a performance in the show, she really does give a good performance. She's not your typical villain who only wants to rule a city and that's it. No, you actually do get a backstory about the character of Alexandra. You actually get to see how vulnerable she is as a villain, and in a way it kind of makes you relate to her character a little bit more, because you see that she's clearly flawed, yet she's this ruthless, confident, really intimidating figure in this show. And she is someone not to be trifled with. She gave an incredible performance in this show, and I really loved it. And also, I gotta give it to the actress Elodie Yung, who played Elektra in Daredevil Season 2, and she returns as Elektra in The Defenders. She gave an incredible performance. She's actually one of the few characters I was actually worried about in the show, because the whole Elektra arc in Daredevil Season 2, I wasn't really much of a fan of it, because her character was like, all right, you know, it's like, yeah, that's cool, but let's get more into the Punisher and Daredevil stuff because that's more interesting. But she's great as Elektra, and she totally kicks ass, and she definitely has reset my expectations for the character. Hopefully she does make a return after watching that performance that she gave in The Defenders Season 1, and I look forward to seeing more of her in Daredevil Season 3 or any of the other shows. Guys, overall I had a great time with the show and totally met my expectations. I must have binged the show overnight. Like, I'm not kidding. I watched the first 4 episodes overnight, and then I watched the last 4 episodes in the following day, and it was worth it. It's only 8 episodes long, but it's totally a great time, and I totally wish there was more, but I think 8 is the perfect amount. Because if it was too long, like if it had 13 episodes like the other series did, then it probably would have dragged on. And it makes me want to clamor for more, which is awesome. Guys, I'm gonna give The Defenders an A-. Well, that's my review, guys. What did you think of the show? Have you seen The Defenders? Are you binging it? Are you excited for it? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Also, if you want, you can go ahead and check out my Punisher teaser trailer reaction. I'll leave an annotation at the end of this video if you want to click that. And if you want to check out some more videos on my channel, please go to my channel, check it out. I also uploaded my gameplay of Batman: The Enemy Within if you want to go ahead and check that out. It's really fun. And for more videos, subscribe if you like this video. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.